The Chicago Cubs' strategy for 2025 and beyond has been a topic of intrigue and frustration for fans and analysts alike. After a series of offseason moves that have ranged from bold to confusing, the Cubs' front office is attempting to navigate a delicate balance between the present and the future. A bold start, but conservative moves. This offseason, the Cubs began with a bang by acquiring star right fielder Kyle Tucker from the Houston Astros in a major trade that signaled the team's intention to compete in 2025. However, that excitement was tempered by a head-scratching move, trading Cody Bellinger to the New York Yankees, which seemed to take the wind out of the sails of their earlier acquisition. The Bellinger trade, while reducing the Cubs' payroll, also raised questions about the team's commitment to a true, all-in approach. Cubs president of baseball operations Jed Hoyer and general manager Carter Hawkins have both been vocal about their strategy of balancing short-term moves with long-term planning. Their stance on building a competitive roster for 2025 has been met with mixed reactions. Hoyer defended their approach, arguing that marginal value, like moving from 85 wins to 87, could make a significant difference in playoff contention. And that's what the team is striving for in the near future. The price of contention. The Cubs' decision to part with several promising prospects to acquire Tucker underscores a shift in philosophy. The Cubs have moved past the full-scale rebuild and are now positioning themselves to compete in the short term, even if it means sacrificing future assets. Tucker, who will be a free agent after the 2025 season, provides a huge boost to the Cubs lineup. However, with the looming uncertainty of his long-term future in Chicago, it's possible that Tucker's tenure at Wrigley Field will be short-lived. This trade signals a more aggressive Cubs team than the one that languished through the rebuild under Hoyer's leadership in 2021 and 2022. But it also shows that they aren't ready to go all in terms of financial commitment, as evidenced by their decision not to pursue top free agents like Juan Soto or Corbin Burns. The Cubs' reluctance to dive into big money deals has been a consistent theme in recent years, leaving some to wonder if they will ever truly contend with the big spending teams in the league. Financial constraints and ownership's influence. Despite an apparent shift in the team's approach, financial constraints still play a significant role in Chicago's decisions. The Cubs exceeded the luxury tax threshold for the 2024 season, but their spending habits haven't matched the level of other big-market teams. Ownership's focus on profitability, fueled by investments and shifting priorities, has kept the Cubs from fully opening their wallet for long-term stars. It's clear the front office is trying to build a competitive roster without breaking the bank. And there are signs that payroll could even be reduced in 2025 as they focus on reallocation rather than big-ticket signings. While the team has the flexibility to make moves, the reality of ownership's budget concerns limits their ability to make blockbuster acquisitions. Hoyer's future with the Cubs. Hoyer's future with the Cubs could be tied to how successful the team is in 2025. While ownership has generally supported Hoyer, the team's failure to win a postseason game since his tenure began in 2020 means the stakes are high. The Cubs' performance next season, whether they make the playoffs and how far they go, could determine Hoyer's fate. Hoyer remains confident, focusing on setting the team up for both a successful present and future. But if the Cubs fail to contend in 2025, questions about his job security will inevitably arise. Given that he has not yet delivered on postseason success, what's next for the Cubs? Looking ahead, the Cubs' strategy is a mix of cautious optimism and ongoing development. They have made key moves, adding Tucker and pitching depth through Matthew Boyd, but they are still taking a measured approach to their roster construction. Whether this path leads to playoff contention or further disappointment remains to be seen. For fans, the next couple of seasons will be pivotal. The Cubs are positioning themselves to be competitive, but questions about financial flexibility, Hoyer's leadership, and the overall direction of the team linger. Ultimately, the Cubs' plan for 2025 and beyond is a balancing act, trying to be competitive now while building for the future, although, for the fans, it feels like they've been stuck in the middle for a little too long. The big question is whether these incremental moves will pay off and push the Cubs back into postseason contention or if they will once again find themselves on the outside looking in.